So you want to make the coolest, cheapest hold down clamps, whatever it is that you want to call them, right? This is how you do it. So what you're going to need is some 18mm plywood, right? Something like this. I use a 6" by 1.5" or 6" by 2" piece of plywood. You want the grain along the length of it, okay? So it's going to look like this. So we want the grain to run along the length of it. Then what we want is another piece of timber, a 6" piece of plywood. This, I use birch ply because I've got birch ply. You don't have to use it, but it is probably the best one to use because of how strong it is. And then what we're going to do is we're going to glue it, right? So we're going to go 1 inch in or 1.5 inches in, however much you want. We're going to go 1.5 inches in. We're going to pop this on and we're going to glue it, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to pop some screws in. So we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Just like this, right? We're going to pop a hole in around about here. So probably 2/3 of the way in from the screw. So if this is say 80mm, so we're probably going to go 60mm up. And then this is where the screw is going to go in. So the screw is going to go, the big screw, so maybe like a 2.5, 3.5 inch screw. What's that? 60 to 80mm screw. And how it's going to work, right? How it's going to work is, let me adjust you. Here we go. So how it's going to work, what we're going to do, when we want to clamp something down, we're going to pop it down like that, right? Should we do something a little bit thicker? Because that would be more like this, just like this, right? So what we're going to do is that's better. What we're going to do is we're going to pop this on top of it like that, right? Now, as it stands, it's not going to do much, is it? But when we drive this screw down and into the board below, it's going to pull all this force down on this piece here. And it is not going to move. Like, it is not going to move whatsoever. Now, if you can do 1 on each corner or like 3 on one edge, 3 on the opposite edge, that thing isn't going anywhere. Now, I'll put some footage up. This is how I clamp my gates. This is how I clamp my... I really had to concentrate then. This is how I clamp my gates to the table to keep them down, keep them flat whilst the glue is setting and drying and curing, because you might have a little bit of twist in the timber, and you know, when you do your tenons, it sort of like wants to lift up like this. So it wants to lift up like this with keep it clamped. That's what I'm after. Keep it clamped. And what that's going to do is that's going to hold that down, keep it tight to the desk or the board, whatever it is that you're using, and job's going to be a good one. And so I use these for gates. I use these for when I need to hold material down with whatever I'm doing, really. Mostly on the CNC and gates though. Okay, so here you go. You can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're going really simply. Just drive a screw down in the center into the sub material, sub base, whatever it is, and it just pushes it down. And obviously, being timber, saves you the hassle. If you run into it with a bit, it might break the bit, but it's not going to do a huge amount of damage to anything because it's just wood. So this one here, this sign the clients give us, they've made this, and we've just been asked to engrave it. Obviously, we need a little pop in the middle, so I'm going to put another one in and just angle drive that screw in there. There we go, look nice and simple, just made from offcuts, bits of scrap. Doesn't cost anything, no bother if you do hit it with a bit, nothing majorly bad's gonna happen. And if they get deformed or they fall apart, doesn't matter, because they're just scrap. Perfect. Super quick, super easy, all offcuts, doesn't cost you anything, a few screws and a bit of glue. Hey, what do you reckon? I'd love to know if you've got any ideas below. If you think it's a great idea, you let me know. If you don't, you can let me know constructively. I don't mind a bit of constructive criticism. If you have another idea, I'm all ears. Because I think, you know, the whole like masking tape and super glue and everything like that is a good way to do things. I think these are better. So, woo! That's a bit better, isn't it? So I've used them on this gate that I've done. You let me know what you think. If you think it's a good idea, awesome. If you think it's a bad idea, that's okay as well. You just let me know, all right? You have a beautiful evening. You take it easy, and I shall catch you on the next, what should we call these? A Josh tip? Josh's tip. No, I don't think we should call it Josh's tip. Definitely not Josh's tip, hey? We'll figure something out. You let me know. If you've got any ideas, let me know, all right? Have a beautiful evening. You take it easy, and I'll catch you on the next one.